Welcome to this explainer. If you've spent any time online or talking to concerned family members, you've probably caught wind of those terrifying stories. The ones about people suddenly having medical emergencies, like strokes, just from taking a regular shower. It sounds crazy, right? That washing up could literally be dangerous? Well, today, we're going to unpack the actual truth behind these bathroom emergencies. We'll separate the internet fiction from the biological facts, look at what the water actually does to your body, and go over a super simple habit you can use to protect your circulation. Let's get right into it.
So, let's tackle this huge rumor right off the bat. Can taking a shower actually cause a stroke? It's a question that naturally creates a lot of anxiety and some pretty sensational headlines. But to get to the bottom of it, we've got to look at the sensible biological reality here. The short answer? No. Water itself, or just standing in the shower, isn't a direct cause of a stroke. But, as we'll see in a minute, the environment of the bathroom and exactly how we bathe can trigger some intense physiological responses that we need to be smart about.
To really grasp this, we have to remember what actually causes strokes in the first place. We're talking about existing medical factors: high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, a history of smoking, things like that. These are the true underlying drivers. And look, while a stroke can absolutely happen anywhere, and yeah, that includes your bathroom, it's those underlying cardiovascular issues that are to blame, not simply turning on your faucet. However, the bathroom can sometimes act as a stressor that aggravates those existing conditions. And honestly, that's where all the confusion starts.
Which brings us to Section 1, Anatomy of Temperature Shock. What actually happens under the water?
Think of your body as a highly advanced, incredibly efficient climate control system. Literally right now, as you're listening to this, your body is working continuously in the background to maintain a perfectly stable internal temperature. It's constantly making all these tiny micro-adjustments. Well, the real issue starts when we suddenly disrupt all that hard work. When you step into a shower and instantly blast your head and scalp with extreme temperatures, you are throwing a massive wrench into that delicate system. You're forcing your body to react defensively and super abruptly.
Because here's what happens: whether you're someone who loves a freezing cold shower to wake up or a scalding hot shower to wind down, the mechanics of that sudden temperature shock are exactly the same. Exposing your head suddenly to extreme hot water causes your blood vessels to dilate or widen really rapidly. On the flip side, extreme cold water causes those exact same vessels to constrict or shrink rapidly. This sudden shifting strains your whole circulatory system. It causes wild changes in your blood pressure and forces your heart to suddenly work a lot harder just to compensate.
Let's move into Section 2. Who is most at risk? Identifying the vulnerable.
Now, while a sudden temperature shock is a jolt for anyone, certain folks really need to be particularly careful. We're talking about elderly individuals whose blood vessels might naturally be a bit less elastic, people already managing high blood pressure, anyone actively recovering from an illness, or folks with known heart or vascular conditions. If you or someone you love falls into these buckets, your circulatory system is already working overtime. So throwing abrupt temperature changes at it in the shower, that just places dangerous, completely unnecessary extra strain on an already vulnerable system. But hey, it's not just about long-term conditions. There are also temporary risk states where your body is acutely vulnerable. Health experts advise that you should really avoid bathing altogether if you're feeling dizzy, excessively tired, or dehydrated. Just think about it. If you're dehydrated, your blood volume is literally lower, meaning your heart is already working harder. Jumping into a hot shower in that state, that's a fast track to fainting or severe dizziness. Even if you're generally super healthy, it's so wise to listen to your body and give the shower a pass when you're experiencing these temporary states of exhaustion.
All right, Section 3, the Gradual Bathing Method, a 10-second microhabit.
Let's see how this builds into a practical, safer routine than just stepping right under the shower head. It goes like this. Step 1. Start by wetting your feet and hands. Step 2. Move up and wet your body. Step 3. Just pause for a second and allow your body to adjust to the temperature. And finally, Step 4. Allow the water to flow over your head. By choreographing your shower with these specific, gradual steps, you're giving your body the crucial moments it needs to safely adjust its internal thermostat. You eliminate the shock entirely. It literally takes 10 extra seconds, but the payoff for your circulatory system is absolutely immense.
And keep in mind, this isn't just some rule for freezing winter mornings. This gradual transition method applies all year round. Moderation is pretty much always preferable to extremes. So whether you're taking a steaming hot shower to warm up in the dead of winter or a brisk, cool one to beat a summer heat wave, the rule remains exactly the same. Easing the shock to your system is key, regardless of the season. Trust me,
Your heart and your blood vessels will absolutely thank you for the gentle introduction.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 4, Small Habits, Better Health. Let's contextualize the risk.
Okay, it is incredibly important that we bring this right back to reality and shut down the internet panic. As our source clearly points out, there is zero strong scientific evidence that pouring water on your head first directly causes strokes in healthy people. We really need to be crystal clear about that so we aren't spreading unnecessary fear. This gradual bathing method, it isn't some magic shield against strokes, and your shower is definitely not a death trap. It's just a reasonable, sensible safety practice. It's about minimizing unnecessary stress on your body, especially for those who already have cardiovascular risk factors.
Ultimately, good health rarely comes from massive, sweeping life overhauls. It almost always depends on small, consistent daily habits. Taking just a few extra seconds to wet your hands and feet first promotes safer bathing, for sure, but honestly, more importantly, it promotes a greater, much-needed awareness of what our body actually needs. It forces us to slow down for a second, check in with ourselves, and treat our physiological systems with a little bit of respect before we go rushing into the day.
So here's the crucial takeaway for you. If a tiny 10-second adjustment in the shower can measurably reduce sudden stress on your cardiovascular system, what else are you missing? What other small, daily habits are you overlooking right now that could safeguard your long-term health? Take a look at your daily routines. Find those moments where you might be unnecessarily stressing your system, make those tiny adjustments, build those micro habits, and just keep empowering yourself with sensible preventative care. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to give the gradual bathing method a try tomorrow morning.